here we go. What are we doing? Okay. How far away are we from 80? So we're only 2 trainings away from 90, which is as much as we can train. Actually, let's the heck with that. No, I'll keep using that bow. Because I think these are okay, never mind.
Is someone there?
No, you just spontaneously combusted, I suppose. That's funny. It's got a classroom set up. That's actually very funny to me. I suppose because I used to teach, no, not teach as in public school or anything. We had a company and we taught adults. That's really odd. It's one of the odder. Very seldom do they lock a door in a in the path that you have to take. Never step on one of those circles. A rule of mine. Broken every once in a while, but still a rule. That is so cool. I don't know how they ever managed to mill that piece of stone. There you are. Oh, I'm so proud. I have a skeever soul. Little twisted, stunted skeever soul. Or even better, I'm gonna get skeleton soul. How in the dickens a skeleton has a soul? However, we have answered a deep philosophical question, which actually did occupy the minds of philosophers in the Middle Ages, actually. And that was, well, it wasn't directly, it was a little bit phrased a little bit differently, but would be an offshoot of it. The question basically was about the composition of the soul. Was it a real thing? Was it corporeal, which would mean that it would have weight. And Skyrim answers that question. Souls do not have weight. How do we know? Because a soul gem weighs the soul. It weighs the same, empty and full. Therefore, souls have no weight. Answering a very old philosophical question. Oh, that just looks like an accident ready to happen. But I don't think it is. Okay. How about that? And there's another Skyrim thing. And I don't know whether that's some kind of joke, some reference to something else, maybe to an older Elder Scrolls. But there's a number of places in Skyrim where some shelves, or in that case a closet, there's some place where there's a bunch of shoes that show up. And that's a serious befuddlement to me. I would just take it as a joke if there you are. I see you now. You stayed still. I would have thought you weren't there. Now, Melka says it's the one in the middle. Melka says, nobody thinks it's the one in the middle. She talks kind of like this. I like Melka. I'm sorry she had to die. What do you think? One in the middle? How about over here? See, Melka, it's not always the one in the middle. I wonder if Melka would have been a companion if she hadn't died. I think that would have been extraordinarily cool to have a Hagraven as a companion. She was powerful with that. Oops, there we go. I am not a fan of the frost as a weapon. I do not like it as a weapon. Don't like it being used on me, and I don't like to use it either. It's a don't like it either way. Oh, there's a pressure plate. What happened? Oh, a bone must have gotten on it. What are these souls turning out to be? Not common. They're petty. It's interesting considering that they were people at one time. For whatever reason, now that they're skeletons, their souls are petty. If they were still people, they'd be grand. That leads one to believe that either souls can be split into lesser parts, or that these are souls from different types of beings that are inhabiting these skeletons. Really? One arrow killed you in your iron armor. That's pathetic. Your iron armor didn't do much for you. Now, did it? One thing we can say, we do appear to be going up. Ever so steadily. What do we got here? We got steel greatsword of shocks. Now, I'm a shock fan. I'm a big fan of shock. Mainly because it's instantaneous. When you throw destructo spells, they take a while to get to your intended target. Now, I don't know why I have problems with that, because I use a bow, and I'm pretty good at hitting what I aim at. But for some reason, with fire and frost, which you have to throw, they're balls, you throw balls of fire and balls of frost. I don't know if balls is the right word, but it's something like that. I miss badly and consistently. However, when you throw shock, it's instantaneous. Or I suppose, more precisely, it probably travels at the speed of light, which in the famous words, I believe it was Galileo who did an experiment, rather famous experiment, trying to gauge the speed of light, and his famous conclusion was that if not instantaneous certainly very fast. He was a very smart man because for all practical purposes, light, for our practical purposes, here in our little world that we live in day to day, it's instantaneous. I remember one time when I was a little kid, I remember this conversation. Because it was, I don't know why I remember it, I just do. Dad came in and found me in bed with the light on. Now I was not yet in, I think I was in first grade. And he said, "You should turn the light off before you go to bed." And I said, "But then it's dark. Well, I have to walk across the room in the dark." And I don't remember exactly what he said, but, and I said, well, something like, when I get older, will I ever get fast enough that I can get fast enough that I get really fast and I'll be able to go fast enough to get in bed before it gets dark, before the light goes away. And he said, "No, I don't think you'll ever get that fast." And then I said, "Well, would a giraffe be fast enough?" Because we had been to the Washington just recently, and I'd been to the National Zoo.
God, no! What was that?
And giraffes had the longest legs I had ever seen. And I associated long legs with being able to be very fast. So for whatever reason, I thought that giraffes were very fast. And that's a little snack pool, I suppose, a vampire snack basin. Delightful. So Dad says, no. He agreed with me that giraffes, yes, were very fast, that they could run quite fast. But that it was, the light would still be gone before the giraffe got over to the bed. That even a giraffe wasn't fast enough to get in bed before the light was gone. And much later in life, when I learned about Galileo and his famous experiment, or actually the more famous comment that he made as a result of the experiment, I remembered my discussion with Dad. Oh my, what do we got here? well. Oh, look. There's Falkreath down there. Huh. Very cool. Very, very nice.
Enlightenment, and deserve our praise you do, for we are one. Ere you ascended, and we
I wouldn't have give it here. They've asked for the utmost discretion on this matter, so I'll make sure it gets to them. Here's your share of their reward. Until next time. Come to me with... It sounds like Eastmarch is too busy with their war to keep their own prisoners in line. One of them's escaped, and you're going to find that coward. At this point, they don't care what happens to him, and neither do I. Best to just kill him and be done with it. Mm-hmm. What brings you? It sounds like Eastmarch. One of them's... At this point, they don't care what... Be careful. This man is known to be dangerous. I think by now I've killed one of every living thing in Skyrim. Maybe time for a trip to Morrowind.
You're someone who can... Aren't you already running a job for Vilcus? Come talk to me when you finish that up.
Well,
Until next time.
too bad. Can't do more than one at a time, huh? Okay. Wow, got dark. Whoa, look at all those patties. Okay, well, we'll just call it quits and we'll clean it up afterwards, between this session and the next one.